It's the early summer of 1971. I've just got the sack from Reading, telling the professor in the senior common room that it's rather soporific. I was talking about the senior common room, but I think he meant the whole art school, in which case he'd be right. Anyway, I was fired, I wasn't going to be re-employed, and I had to look for a job. But it was also the time of the prettiest tune of the 1970s. Well, I haven't found it yet. It was an advertisement for a teaching sculpture in a college in Cambridge I'd never heard of. So I filled in the application form quickly, bunged in an interview, a review of an exhibition I'd had in London from The Guardian, and then forgot about it. But then I was called for interview. Homerton College, Cambridge is a red brick Victorian pile on the Hills Road. A friend who was at Cambridge University has told me that when he was there it was referred to as the brothel over the bridge. It hardly looks like one to me, not that I know what one brothel over a bridge looks like. Anyway, as far as I'm concerned, Homerton College is a women's teacher training establishment that happens to be in Cambridge, and I've been called up to teach some of its women how to do sculpture. Please present yourself at the Porter's Lodge and ask to be directed to the art department, the letter says. So now I'm walking down a long corridor and there seems to be a giant striding towards me. Hello, you must be Vaughan Grills. I'm Mike Bibby. You obviously followed my directions. I look up. He must be at least 6'7" tall. More if he didn't stoop. Maybe he stoops because everybody he meets is shorter than he is. Or maybe when he was young, he didn't want to grow so tall. He has a large moustache, RAF style, and a very posh booming voice to match. So you're the head of the art department? Yeah, surprised? Oh, no. No, I don't look and sound like an artist, do I? Let us take a cup of tea and have a bit of a chat. In the combination room, it's this way. Probably the staff room to you. Senior common room in Oxford. But here in Cambridge, we call it the combination room. Ha 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 ha! Sonorous guffaws as we're walking down the corridor. So, is Homerton part of the University of Cambridge? Yes and no. Usual academic fudge. Don't worry about that one, it's the principal's job. A large oak door opens onto a long room full of substantial easy chairs grouped around coffee tables. Through the huge French windows I see a stunning greensward. The soundtrack is a subdued chatter of academics enjoying afternoon tea. Let's go over there. Tea and sandwiches. These are very posh cucumber sandwiches. The crusts have been removed. Another sandwich? Actually, just help yourself. The thing is, Vaughan, well look, I'll come clean. You're the only candidate. I don't mean the only one who applied. No, certainly not. But as far as I'm concerned, you're the only one worth interviewing. That review in The Guardian, excellent. Oh, thank you. But it was just a show at the Greenwich Theatre Gallery, in the corridors, the paper's critic teachers at Reading, so, you know. No. It helps to be well connected. Dame Beryl thought it a hoot. Who? Dame Beryl Paston Brown, the principal. You'll be seeing her in, let me see, 15 minutes. Oh, bugger. I wanted to talk to you about your work. At my main interview? Is that beforehand? No, actually, Vaughan, this is the interview. Oh. Now, look here, old chap. I've had a bit of a run-in with the boss not so long ago. I'm a potter, you see, but I had a show of my recent drawings in college. Here, 6 foot high, and 6 of them. She bloody well didn't like them, but I'm sure she will like you. Oh, what were they, your drawings, for her not to like them? Well, I'll tell you later. Just to say they were searching and serious studies. Just trying to be fearless. No pussyfooting around, what? Did something happen? Did something happen? I should Coco. It certainly did. Ghastly. Dame Beryl walks into the private view, takes a look at the work, and then announces loudly, so the whole bloody room can hear, in the worst possible taste. Then she stalks out. More tea? Oh yes, thank you. I turn to gaze out of the window as he paused. Beautiful lawn. Indeed. Croquet. Do you play croquet? We love a wicked game here. May I take a peek at your portfolio? Yes, of course. Or maybe not. Later, perhaps. When we have more time. In the department. Although, come to think of it, I saw enough in that exhibition catalogue you sent to invite you here. Plus that review, of course. Any quick questions I can answer before you see the principal? Were I to be offered the post I've applied for, what would you want my priorities to be, mainly? Oh, sort out the sculpture studio. It's new, you know. We'll take a butcher's later and join the rest of the department colleagues in teaching our foundation course to first years. And teach sculpture. Don't forget that. Don't forget it. I see. Good, and oh yes, there's a bit of preparing the students to teach art in schools. Give them some ideas, you know. This is what the students are here for, officially. And then you can visit them in schools a day a week. See them on teaching practice. Stand at the back of the class and advise them afterwards, that sort of thing. Well, I would not be very good at teaching them how to keep discipline, for example, in class. Oh, don't worry about that. You have a teaching certificate, don't you, from Goldsmiths? Anyway, that is the art education department's responsibility, their neck of the woods. Anyone you see in trouble, let them know. My father called it teaching the tricks of the trade. He was a schoolmaster, you see. Good, good. Well, do you own a car? You need one to visit the schools. Yes, a Beetle. I came in it today. Good. Look. The hour is nigh, I'm afraid. The Dragoness's den for you. Dame Beryl. Let me take you there. Sounds terrifying. I hope she doesn't think I'm in the worst possible taste. I just tie nervously. I don't usually wear one. And I go to see Dame Beryl, and she's very pleasant. And she gave me another cup of tea. In fact, I said no because I'd already had one. And she was very pleasant. We had a little chat. I won't read it all out, take too long. But anyway, I came out of the principal's study, and I'm now in a wide corridor and looking desperately for a loo. Just like after that Falmouth interview where I had the same thing, wanting to pee after saying, oh Christ. Though this couldn't have been more different. That polite informality, in a way, it's just as scary. The loo, I lost that student over there. Flush the loo. The only men only in the college. That is what I was told by the student. I open the door, and standing at the single urinal is the head of the art department, Mike Bibby. "Hello, Vaughan! Well, the principal has already rang me up and is very, very happy. So all I need to do now is congratulations, say to you that you've got the job. Let me shake your hand. No, let me wash my hands first. You go first. Only one wash basin. You go first. You go first. Thanks. My turn, Vaughan. Yes, of course. Well, there we are. Well, here we go again. Put it there. Congratulations. Oh, thank you. Right, Vaughan. Let me take you down to the art department and show you the new sculpture studio. I stayed 2 years at Homerton College, Cambridge, although I could have stayed longer. But it was a bit too rarefied for me, the whole thing. But I must say that Mike Bibby is the most supportive boss I've ever worked for. But it was, you know, I just wanted to be back in the rough and tumble of London. People thought I was crazy giving up this job. In fact, I commuted from London more or less every time I was teaching there. I never actually moved there. What about Mike's in the worst possible taste drawings? What do they look like? I asked an art department technician soon after I took up the teaching job. I said, what about these drawings? Always said Vaughan, 6 foot high ones, the drawings, big drawings. I said, yeah. Just cunts, Vaughan, just great big cunts. As for Mike, well, maybe he could have done with a Maggie May.